Sports history is full of petty moments, and fans know the vibe, especially when it comes to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Like when Angel hit Caitlin with multiple face slaps and threw in the iconic "You can't see me" taunt for good measure. But just when you thought that was peak drama, ESPN came through with one of the most outrageous takes yet. On August 29th, they posted a graphic asking who the front runner for WNBA Rookie of the Year was, and they actually had Angel Reese ranked above Caitlin Clark. Like, seriously?
Like, me and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other. Like, I want everybody to understand that it's just a super competitive game, and people are just trying to make it seem like it's something, but I love Caitlin, and I love her game, and I admire everything she's done.
But let's be real. Actions speak way louder than words, and Reese's actions are screaming a whole different story. You're telling me the same player who's been going at Caitlin since college is now ranked higher than her? That's wild. Feels personal at this point. If you've been following women's hoops, then you already know there's history here. It all kicked off during their college days when Angel hit Caitlin with the "you can't see me" gesture and pointed to her ring finger after LSU beat Iowa in the 2023 NCAA championship. Sure, it was competitive, and hey, trash talk comes with the territory. But this just reignited the fire.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
But that energy didn't die in college. In the WNBA, it only got more intense. Angel literally smacked Caitlin on the head during a game. Nothing subtle about it. Then, when one of her teammates shoved Caitlin to the floor, Angel celebrated like it was a highlight play. And during All-Star Weekend practice, Caitlin misses a three, Angel nails hers, and celebrates with everyone but Caitlin. No high five, no quick nod. She straight up left her hanging on purpose. So jump to August 30th. Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever going head-to-head with Angel Reese's Chicago Sky. Final rookie showdown of the season. Stakes are sky high. Rookie of the Year talk is boiling. ESPN's wild graphic is still fresh in everyone's head. Oh, and yep, it's Barbie night in Chicago. Naturally, every seat in the arena covered in pink. Angel, aka Bayou Barbie, shows up dressed like Dennis Rodman, striking poses before tip-off, full of confidence, like the W was already in her pocket. Caitlin, she walks in calm. No extras, no show, just locked in and ready. Game tips off. Chicago comes out firing.
Angelica Suffren, Tiara Cruz, and Agana Bazzi are your officials here tonight. Indiana Fever arguably playing and statistically playing some of the best basketball since the break.
Now they're knocking down threes left and right, jumping out to a 21-9 lead right off the bat.
Kelsey Mitchell would have the first bucket. She's been on a tear since the Olympic break, actually averaging 25 points a game during that time.
You can feel the crowd buzzing. Momentum's clearly swinging their way.
Allen has been great as well for the Chicago. Has really taken upon her shoulders to be more aggressive offensively. Offensive possessions, 2 buckets for the Fever. Have come down to the final few possessions to the Aces, Washington, Connecticut. All 3 losses here for the Sky. Michaela Onyenwere.
Clark's clearly shaken.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for 3, rattles it. Smith looking to attack Reese. Reese taps it away. Banna gets it out to Allen. This is what Chicago wants to do. Out and running pace will be really important for both of these teams. Allen once again goes back.
She keeps her composure, knocks down a deep 3, and steadily guides the Fever back into the game.
Allen, baseline look. The last 3 buckets.
She plays hard. I like the way she plays. I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is playing the game.
Possession for the Chicago Sky. Now they had opened up a perfect 3 for 3 from 3. Boston trying to look for it. Kelsey Mitchell.
At the end of the first quarter, the Fever had narrowed the deficit to just 3 points, trailing 26-23.
90 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Looking for Reese. Fagbenle tips it away and off and running. Caitlin Clark whips a pass. Thread the needle. My goodness, what a play. And one chance for Temi and the Fever.
This is where things start heating up. Second quarter begins, and Caitlin steps up, pulls from the logo, and drills it. Nothing but net.
McKinley working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot. Logo make for Clark.
The crowd goes absolutely wild.
Gives the ball up.
Well, the Fever on a 15-2 extended run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again heating up.
Meanwhile, Angel, channeling her inner Dennis Rodman, tries to answer back.
Different. A lot of the road arenas draw some Caitlin Clark Indiana Fever fans no matter where they go. Dana Evans penetrates left side.
And that's basically how the rest of the night played out for Angel Reese.
3-point shooting season of her career, but she can also bang in the paint.
Another assist for Clark. A back.
Caitlin just continued to make plays with smooth passes, deep shots, and even hyping up the crowd as the game went on.
And then now the three balls flying. They're 5 of 10 right now from behind the arc.
Speaking of a long shot, that's a long.
Look, man, I'm just gonna say it. That game was tough to watch.
Taylor not there, but chases her own miss. Beats everyone to it. Kelsey Mitchell pays it off.
All right, man, now the guys start panicking. They're throwing everything they've got at Caitlin Clark except the kitchen sink.
Chicago's been trying to find a way to get Rachel Banham going. That's one way.
Count the packets. Caitlin Clark has an and one.
At one point, they literally deny her a landing spot after a jump shot. That's a dirty move that could have led to an injury.
Caitlin Clark running things. 8 assists, 15 points in the first half. Looking to add to her talent.
The problem is, she ain't Giannis. She doesn't have the explosiveness, the strength, or the finesse. She's got none of that.
Looking inside Cardoso, but gets all kinds of red jerseys surrounding her. Allen's got to pull it. Fires and hits from deep.
Yo, when she tried to attack the rim, she just ran right into defenders and lost the ball. Ooh, that's rough.
The post here to Smith, and another and one, and another foul against Angel Reese. And now Nwede now out of the game with 4 personals. Diamond DeShields has checked in, trying to defend Caitlin Clark. Smith, 1-foot runner.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's just on fire, lighting it up.
Glass, tough angle. Mitchell pushing. Clark has got 5 3-pointers here tonight. Dantas will shoot the.
By the end of the third quarter, Caitlin's got 23 points and 9 assists, while Angel's sitting at just 5 points and 7 boards. That's it.
Diamond DeShields taking it all the way and goes off the glass.
Caitlin's teammates are feeding off the energy, while Angel needs to grab a sandwich from McDonald's. It's the only thing she'll be getting tonight.
Harrison pokes it away. Diamond once again. Found another fast break opportunity behind the back, trying the contact against Wheeler.
If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now we're heading into the fourth, and Caitlin is keeping her foot on the gas.
To those players being as dominant and bright as they are.
All right, Mitchell, reverse style.
Being here is really hurting Chicago tonight.
Kennedy a guard, but so effective in the paint. And Boston now has gone back.
The Fever extended their lead to a solid 25 points.
Makes tonight. They've had to work to get to the 9. 38%, but the answer from home.
Now Caitlin's just launching shots like it's a game of horse, and she's draining them. Then, out of nowhere, Diamond DeShields, one of Angel's teammates, gives Caitlin a hard body check. From one camera angle, it seems like an accident, but a second replay shows she wasn't helping Caitlin up. She was actually yelling at the ref, insisting it wasn't a foul.
This guy here from Wintrust Arena, the Fever really stretched out this one in the second half as we look at Diamond DeShields and Caitlin Clark. And Diamond with fouls against Caitlin.
Yo, tell me that wasn't personal. Now, Caitlin's got Angel on the bench, and with the Fever up by almost 30, Caitlin gets subbed out with about 4 minutes left. She's just sitting there on the bench, sipping Gatorade, laughing with her teammates, just vibing, man.
Banham will give it go with Onyenwede, and Banham, the last 5 points for the Sky. Hole in the corner.
Now Angel, she's still in the game, down nearly 30, still hustling but not to win. She's just chasing a double-double, grabbing rebounds, throwing up shots, trying to bump up her stat line like some juvenile Call of Duty player aiming for a good KD ratio.
The Sky shooting 38%. Caitlin Clark, another three-pointer.
It was just so obvious. The fans online were roasting her for it. One person said, Angel Reese stat padding a 27-point blowout is the most embarrassing thing I've seen. All right, so some final stats. Let's break down the raw numbers. Caitlin Clark, 31 points, 12 assists. Angel Reese, 10 points, 11 rebounds, most of which came after Clark was benched. Now, if you cut out the garbage time when Caitlin was already on the bench, Angel only had 5 points and 9 rebounds, shooting 2 for 7 from the field, which is 28%. But enough about that. Let's talk about why some people in the WNBA straight up hate Caitlin Clark. For what seems like forever, Angel Reese has been gunning for Caitlin Clark. It kicked off with that infamous John Cena, "You can't see me move," and the ring finger taunt during the 2023 NCAA Championship. But that was just the opening act. Fast forward to the WNBA, and Reese cranked it up a notch by straight up smacking Clark on the dome without batting an eye. During the All-Star Weekend practice, Reese pulled off a miracle three right after Clark bricked hers. Instead of showing any sportsmanship, Reese went full-on celebration mode with everyone except Clark, acting like she didn't even exist. This isn't just rivalry anymore, folks. Whether you want to call it low-key bullying, passive-aggressive shenanigans, or straight-up mean girl tactics, it's crystal clear Reese has it out for Clark. Sure, when the cameras start rolling, Reese tries to play it cool. She's all, "Nah, me and Caitlin Clark aren't enemies or anything." She's been caught saying stuff like, "I need everyone to get that it's just intense competition."
Like, me and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other. Like, I want everybody to understand that it's just a super competitive game, and like, I would just wish people realize that, like, once I get between those lines, it's no friends. People are just trying to make it seem like it's something, but I love Caitlin, I love her game, and I admire everything that she's done.
But let's be real. Actions speak way louder than words, and Reese's actions are screaming a whole different story. Friday, August 30th, the stage was set for another Clark versus Reese showdown. But this wasn't just any old regular season matchup. This wasn't just any game. It was the inaugural Barbie-themed extravaganza hosted by the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese, aka Bayou Barbie, in college, and now Chi-Town Barbie in the Windy City, was supposed to be the poster child for the whole anything is possible vibe. The arena was drowning in pink, all set up for what should have been Reese's time to shine. And if that wasn't enough pressure, this was their final rookie face-off. Back in college, Angel had Caitlin's number, leading 4-1. But in the big leagues, Caitlin was ahead 2-1. This game was Caitlin's shot at a dominant 3-1 lead, or Angel's chance to even the score. Before the game even tipped off, Angel was oozing confidence. Sure, she had this one in the bag. She even showed up dressed as Dennis Rodman, striking poses and working it like a runway model before the first whistle. It was a spectacle that screamed, "This is my turf, and I'm about to run the show." Caitlin Clark? She was all business when she rolled into Wintrust Arena. No flashy entrance, no costume party, just a baller laser focused on the task at hand. The difference between the two couldn't have been more night and day. From the jump, Clark's intensity was off the charts. She came out guns blazing, stepping up her game big time. Caitlin Clark from downtown, nothing but net for her first long-range missile. But despite her best efforts, the Sky's supporting cast was on fire, raining threes like there was no tomorrow. At one point, the scoreboard read 21-9, and it looked like the Sky was about to turn this into a blowout. I bet in that moment, all Angel Reese could hear was the sweet sound of victory playing in her head. But here's the thing about Clark. She was locked in, remember? And as for the Sky's three-point barrage, well, their hot streak was about to go ice cold. The Fever started mounting a comeback with Clark leading the charge. By the time the first quarter wrapped up, we were looking at a nail-biting 26-23 game. Clark knew exactly what was up, so to kick off the second quarter, she casually drained a logo three like it was nothing, closing the gap even more. The announcer lost his mind.
The Fever, good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot! Logo make for Clark!
Clark kept pulling off jaw-dropping plays, even chatting it up with the crowd, playfully asking if her shots were good. Meanwhile, Reese was struggling so hard, it made that ESPN tweet about the top rookie look like a bad joke. If you think I'm exaggerating, just wait till you see how the rest of this game unfolded, because things only got better for Caitlin and way worse for Angel. As the third quarter kicked off, the Sky was getting desperate to shut Clark down, resorting to some shady tactics like not giving her a safe place to land. It was a risky move that could have ended badly, but Clark didn't even flinch. Reese, on the other hand, they were guarding her at the three-point line like she was the next coming of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Too bad for Reese. She's no Greek freak. The fever made her pay in the paint, and when she tried to go on the attack, it was just fail after epic fail. Here comes Reese putting her head down. Oops, Butterfingers. By the time the third quarter wrapped up, it was clear as day. Caitlin was putting on a clinic, and Angel was having a night to forget. And remember, this was after Angel's whole Rodman cosplay and model routine before the game on Barbie Day in the Sky's own house. Clark had racked up an impressive 23 points and 9 dimes, while Reese was stuck at a measly 5 points and 7 boards. Then came the fourth quarter, where Clark continued to look like a superstar, while Reese and the Chicago Sky, let's just say they weren't exactly showing grace under pressure. When it came to pure hoops, Clark was in a league of her own. Whether she was draining shots or dishing out assists, Clark was unstoppable. The game got so lopsided, with the lead ballooning to 25 points, that Clark started tossing up shots you'd see in a game of horse. The Sky's frustration boiled over into some cheap shots. When Diamond DeShields collided with Clark, from one angle, it almost looked accidental, like she was trying to help her up afterward. But from another view, it was clear she was just whining to the ref, insisting it wasn't a foul. It was so blatant that even Deuce Bigalow himself, comedian Rob Schneider, chimed in, tweeting, "The fact this assault didn't get an immediate ejection from the ref means the WNBA needs to fire this zebra, overhaul the rulebook, and slap a hefty fine on this player for such a flagrant foul." For real, something's gotta give here. I mean, after that incident, a mind-blowing stat came to light. Apparently, 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA have been against Caitlin Clark, with the Chicago Sky. Yeah, Angel Reese's squad, responsible for a whopping 80% of them. Still think I'm reaching about Angel having it out for Clark? Anyway, not long after that drama, Caitlin Clark wrapped up her stellar performance with 31 points and 12 assists, gave the crowd a wave, and headed to the bench. And this is where things took a turn for the hilarious for the fans, but became absolutely mortifying for Angel Reese. With just under 4 minutes on the clock, Clark was living it up on the bench with her teammates. Meanwhile, what was Angel Reese up to? Well, with her team in a 27-point hole, Reese was still out there, desperately chasing a few extra points and rebounds to secure a double-double. Like a textbook stat patter, she stayed in the game just to inflate her numbers. It was beyond comical. Picture this. Caitlin's on the bench, laughing it up with her squad, busting moves, sipping on some Gatorade, while Angel Reese is out there on a mission to hit that double-double. I couldn't help but crack up. Let me paint this picture one more time. Caitlin Clark, chillin' on the bench, having the time of her life with her team, while ESPN's supposed frontrunner for Rookie of the Year is out there stat padding like her life depends on it. To add insult to injury, she even bricked back-to-back free throws. This set off a firestorm online, with fans going off, Angel Reese stat padding in a 27-point blowout with 3 minutes left against the Fever's bench players. I can't help but laugh. She had what, 5 points with 4 minutes left in the fourth? Now suddenly she's got a double-double? Others didn't hold back. While Caitlin Clark's out here winning games, Angel's disrespecting the sport with the most blatant stat padding I've ever witnessed, all to keep some streak going that only matters to her diehard fans. It's embarrassing. She ended up with 10 points, and half of those came after the Fever had already cleared their bench and were up by 30. For those of you who want the cold hard facts, I rewatched the game footage and dove into the play-by-play data. Caitlin Clark checked out with exactly 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in the fourth, her team up by 27. After that moment, here's what Angel Reese managed. 2 buckets, 1 out of 4 from the charity stripe, 2 rebounds, 1 offensive, 1 defensive, and 1 turnover. Her final stat line for the night, 10 points and 11 rebounds, shooting 4 for 9. But if you strip away the garbage time stat padding, her real numbers would have been a measly 5 points and 9 rebounds on 2 for 7 shooting. That's a brutal 28% from the field. Listen, after all the smack talk Reese aimed at Caitlin Clark during March Madness, that cheap shot earlier in the season, and the way she egged on her teammate after that near assault on Caitlin, this was Caitlin Clark's classy clapback. No trash talk, no disrespect. She just let her game do the talking, absolutely schooling Angel Reese on her home court while vibing with the crowd in Reese's own backyard. Ladies and gents, we just witnessed the day Caitlin Clark utterly humiliated Angel Reese. But let's keep it 100. Caitlin's game has been making everyone look silly, not just Angel. On September 15th, 2024, Caitlin Clark etched her name in WNBA history with a performance that left fans and analysts alike in awe. Facing the Dallas Wings, Clark surpassed Simone Augustus's WNBA rookie single-season scoring record, illuminating the court with a career-high 35 points. This electrifying display not only secured a nail-biting victory for the Indiana Fever, but also solidified Clark's position among the league's all-time greats. The game kicked off with Caitlin Clark controlling the ball, but it was Kelsey Mitchell who initiated the scoring, finding Nalissa Smith for a smooth layup. The Wings quickly answered as Natasha Howard cleaned up a missed shot, putting Dallas on the board. The energy in the building surged when Arike Ogunbowale made Kelsey Mitchell stumble before draining a three-pointer. Aaliyah Boston, not to be outdone, responded with a drive to the hoop for a layup. Satu Sabali kept the Wings' momentum going with a sharp three-pointer, but Nalissa Smith maintained the Fever's intensity with another layup. The back and forth continued with McCowan and Boston trading baskets inside. As the first quarter progressed, both teams showcased their offensive prowess. Natasha Howard hit a jumper, Awak Queer added a beautiful step-back two, and Satu Sabali kept Dallas in the game with her own layup. The Wings' offensive onslaught continued with Arike Ogunbowale striking again, this time with a stunning step-back three-pointer. It was at this point that Caitlin Clark made her presence felt, knocking down her first three-pointer of the game. The clean shot had the crowd buzzing, a hint of the historic performance to come. Sabali, however, was quick to answer with another smooth three, showing no signs of backing down. The quarter ended with both teams locked in a competitive battle, the Wings holding a 34-26 lead over the Fever, but the stage was set for Clark's record-breaking night. As the second quarter began, Clark wasted no time, hitting a three-pointer to ignite Indiana's offense.
Challenge that Dallas has had all year. Clark catch and shoot and knocks down her second three. Very well executed for Caitlin Clark.
She was then fouled on another three-point attempt and calmly sank all 3 free throws, inching Indiana closer. Clark's relentless drive was evident as she circled around defenders for a jump shot, adding another 2 points to her tally. She followed it up by nailing another three-pointer, bringing the Fever within striking distance. Clark's playmaking abilities were on full display as she found Kelsey Mitchell with a bounce pass for a backdoor layup. As the second quarter came to a close, the Wings held on to a slim 59-57 lead, but Clark's impact was becoming increasingly apparent. The third quarter saw Clark finding her rhythm again, hitting a deep two-pointer. She then nailed a beautiful three-pointer, showcasing her scoring prowess once more. Clark's vision was evident as she set up teammates for scoring opportunities, even if not all of them were converted. But it was in the fourth quarter that Clark truly took over the game. She opened with a driving jump shot, followed by a layup. Then, in a display of sharp shooting that left the crowd in awe, she hit back-to-back three-pointers. After drawing a foul, Clark made all her free throws, demonstrating her composure under pressure. Clark's playmaking continued to shine as she found Erica Dantas for a beautiful corner three, As the game intensified, Clark remained unstoppable, hitting both of her free throws after another foul. When the final buzzer sounded, Caitlin Clark had amassed a career-high 35 points, leading the Indiana Fever to a thrilling 110-109 victory over the Dallas Wings. But more than just a win, this game marked a historic milestone in Clark's young career. With this performance, Clark broke the WNBA rookie single-season scoring record, surpassing the mark of 744 points set by Simone Augustus in 2006. Clark's 35-point outburst pushed her total beyond this benchmark, cementing her place in WNBA history. What makes this achievement even more remarkable is the context surrounding it. Clark entered the WNBA with immense hype and expectations following her record-breaking college career. The pressure to perform at the highest level immediately was enormous. Yet, not only has Clark met these expectations, she has exceeded them in spectacular fashion. This record-breaking performance wasn't just about the points scored. It was a showcase of Clark's complete game. Her ability to score from anywhere on the court, her court vision in setting up teammates, and her clutch performance in the game's crucial moments all contributed to this historic night. Moreover, this game highlighted Clark's impact beyond just her individual statistics. Her presence on the court elevates the entire Fever team, creating opportunities for her teammates and putting constant pressure on the opposing defense. The narrow victory over a strong Dallas Wings team underscores how crucial Clark's contributions are to the Fever's success. It's worth noting that this isn't the first time Clark has made headlines this season. Earlier in the year, she broke the WNBA's all-time single-season assist record, showcasing her exceptional playmaking abilities. Now, with this scoring record, Clark has demonstrated her well-rounded game and her ability to dominate on both ends of the floor. The fact that Clark is achieving these milestones as a rookie is nothing short of extraordinary. Many players take years to adapt to the speed and physicality of the WNBA game. Clark, however, has hit the ground running, playing with a confidence and skill level that belies her rookie status. This performance against the Dallas Wings wasn't just about breaking a record. It was a statement. Clark has put the entire league on notice that she's not just here to participate, she's here to dominate. Her ability to take over games, to make clutch plays when it matters most, and to consistently perform at an elite level has set a new standard for what we can expect from a rookie in the WNBA. As we look to the future, it's clear that this is just the beginning for Caitlin Clark. With her combination of scoring ability, court vision, and competitive drive, there's no telling what records she might break next. Will she challenge for the MVP award in her rookie season? Could she lead the Fever to a playoff berth? The possibilities seem endless. What's certain is that Caitlin Clark has already left an indelible mark on the WNBA. Her record-breaking performance is not just a personal achievement, but a milestone for the league as a whole. It represents the continuing evolution of women's basketball, with each generation of players pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the court. For fans of the game, Clark's emergence is a thrilling development. Her style of play, a mix of long-range shooting, creative passing, and fearless drives to the basket, is not just effective, it's entertaining. She's the kind of player who can bring new fans to the sport and keep them coming back for more. As we reflect on this historic night, it's clear that we're witnessing the rise of a generational talent. Caitlin Clark isn't just breaking records. She's redefining what we thought was possible for a WNBA rookie. With each game, each assist, and each bucket, she's writing a new chapter in the league's history. The 2024 WNBA season is far from over, and if this game is any indication, Caitlin Clark has plenty more in store for us. Will she continue to break records? Will she lead the Fever to new heights? One thing's for certain: the basketball world will be watching, eager to see what this phenomenal rookie does next. In conclusion, Caitlin Clark's record-breaking performance against the Dallas Wings is more than just a remarkable individual achievement. It's a glimpse into the future of women's basketball, a testament to the evolving skill level in the WNBA, and a moment that will be remembered for years to come. As Clark continues to shock the league, breaking record after record, one thing is clear: the Caitlin Clark era has officially begun. begun, and it promises to be nothing short of spectacular. On August 30th, the WNBA witnessed a rookie showdown for the ages. Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever faced off against Angel Reese of the Chicago Sky in a battle that had fans and analysts alike on the edge of their seats. But what was hyped as an even matchup turned into a Caitlin Clark masterclass. Let's dive deep into this game and see how it all unfolded. Right from the tip-off, it was clear this wasn't going to be your average WNBA game. Here's how it broke down. Aaliyah Boston shows off her passing skills, finding Kelsey Mitchell for a quick 2. Fever draws first blood. Chicago's Lindsay Allen answers back, showing the Sky won't go down easy. Enter Caitlin Clark. Her first assist is a thing of beauty, threading the needle to Nalissa Smith for an easy bucket. Clark's first three-point attempt rims out, a rare miss, as we'll soon see. Clark drains her first 3 of the night. The crowd goes wild, sensing what's to come. Chicago goes on a run, with Lindsay Allen hitting back-to-back threes. Sky up 17-8. Angel Reese finally makes her presence known, muscling in a tough 2-pointer. Clark shows she's more than just a shooter, slicing through defenders for a brilliant layup. By quarter's end, Chicago clings to a 26-23 lead, but there's electricity in the air. Clark is just getting started, and everyone can feel it. Second quarter, Clark goes supernova. If the first quarter was the warm-up, the second was when Clark decided to torch the record books. Clark opens with a deep 3, tying the game and sending a message. Another Clark 3. The Fever take the lead, and the Sky are shook. Kelsey Mitchell gets in on the act, draining a 3 of her own. Clark with the assist, of course. Angel Reese tries to stop the bleeding with a hard-fought bucket, but it's like trying to plug a dam with a Band-Aid. Clark threads another impossible pass. Reese finally hits a 3, showing flashes of her potential. The Sky bench erupts, hoping for a turnaround. Clark immediately answers with a layup so smooth it should be illegal. The momentum swing is crushed. Mitchell hits another 3. The Clark-Mitchell duo is cooking, and Chicago has no recipe to stop them. Halftime score, Indiana 47, Chicago 42. The Fever have flipped a 3-point deficit into a 5-point lead, and Clark's fingerprints are all over this turnaround. Third quarter, the Fever epidemic spreads. Coming out of halftime, you'd expect Chicago to make adjustments. Instead, Clark and the Fever turn it up another notch. Clark finds Mitchell for a quick 2. The chemistry between these two is off the charts. Clark drills another 3. At this point, it's just unfair. Smith goes right at Reese, scoring and drawing the foul. Brilliant coaching to target the foul-troubled star. Clark dishes out another assist, this time to Boston. Her court vision is on full display. The Sky try to mount a comeback, but Clark's gravity on offense creates open looks for her teammates. Smith drains a 3, pushing the lead to 12. The Fever offense is a well-oiled machine. The quarter ends with Indiana up 78-64. The 14-point lead feels like 40, given how dominant the Fever have been. Fourth quarter, the victory lap. With a comfortable lead, you might expect Indiana to take their foot off the gas. Think again. Mitchell drives hard for 2, pushing the lead to 16. No mercy from the Fever. Clark hits another 3. At this point, it's just showing off. Reese fights for a tough offensive rebound and putback. Too little, too late, but it shows her fighting spirit. The Sky make a mini run, cutting the lead to 15, but Clark shuts it down with another assist. Clark checks out to a standing ovation. Her work here is done. Both teams empty their benches. The outcome is no longer in doubt. Final score, Indiana 98, Chicago 81. A statement win for the Fever and a coming-out party for Caitlin Clark. Let's break down the numbers because they're staggering. Caitlin Clark, 31 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 8 from 3-point range. Angel Reese, 10 points, 2 assists, 11 rebounds, 4-12 from the field. Clark's efficiency is off the charts. She not only scored at will, but got her teammates involved, showing why she's considered one of the most complete rookies to enter the league in years. Reese's double-double shouldn't be overlooked. Her rebounding prowess was on full display, even if her scoring wasn't at its peak. It's a solid foundation to build on as she adjusts to the pro game. Now, let's see how these stats played out on the court. Clark's versatility. She showed she can score from anywhere, set up teammates, and control the game's tempo. This performance will have opposing coaches losing sleep. Fever's supporting cast. While Clark was the star, Mitchell and Smith had excellent games. If this continues, Indiana could be a playoff dark horse. Reese's learning curve. The physicality and pace of the WNBA clearly challenged Reese, but her rebounding shows she has the tools to adjust and thrive. Sky's defensive woes. Chicago had no answer for Clark. They'll need to go back to the drawing board to contain elite perimeter players. Rookie impact. This game showcased why the WNBA's future is bright. Both Clark and Reese, despite the lopsided result, showed flashes of greatness. For Clark, this game will undoubtedly boost her Rookie of the Year campaign. She showed she can dominate at the highest level, even against tough competition. The question now is, can she maintain this level of play throughout the season? Reese, while taking a tough loss, can use this as a learning experience. The WNBA is a different beast than college ball, and adapting takes time. Her rebounding numbers show she has the tools to be a force in this league. It's all about putting the pieces together consistently. As for the teams, Indiana has to be feeling good about their young core. With Clark at the helm, they're going to be a tough out for any opponent. Chicago, while taking a tough loss, can look at this as a wake-up call. They've got talent, and games like this will only make them hungrier. This game was more than just a regular season matchup. It was a glimpse into the future of the WNBA. Clark's performance will be talked about for years to come, while Reese's struggles will fuel her to improve and adapt. One thing's for sure, the Clark versus Reese rivalry is just getting started. And if this game is any indication, we're in for years of excitement as these two stars continue to develop and face off. What do you think? Is Clark the runaway Rookie of the Year, or can Reese bounce back and make it a race? Let us know in the comments below.